Hello, friends. Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered why that extra padding around your middle just won't budge, no matter how many walks you take around the block? It's a common frustration for many of us in our later years, living busy lives in places like the heartland of America or sunny Florida retirement communities. Today, on this crisp October 31st, 2025, I want to share a story that hits close to home about how simple, everyday foods can help melt away body fat and lower those pesky triglycerides that sneak up on our health. As a senior health expert with decades in the field, I've helped countless folks just like you, from bustling New York hospitals to quiet Midwest clinics, turn things around with practical, science-backed steps. No gimmicks, just real change that fits into your routine, whether you're enjoying a backyard barbecue or a cozy evening with family. Let me introduce you to John, a 72-year-old retiree from Texas, much like many of my patients. John spent his career as a mechanic, fixing classic American muscle cars under the hot sun. Retirement should have been his time to relax, fishing on weekends, golfing with buddies, spoiling grandkids with stories from the good old days. But lately things changed. That spare tire around his waist grew, making his favorite jeans too tight. He noticed shortness of breath climbing stairs in his ranch-style home, and his energy dipped, leaving him napping through afternoon games on TV. At his last checkup, the doctor mentioned high triglycerides and visceral fat, the kind that hugs your organs like an unwelcome blanket. It wasn't just about looks. It raised risks for heart trouble or strokes, common concerns per CDC stats for us over 65 in the US. John felt a pang of worry. How did I get here? He thought. He didn't want extreme diets or gym marathons that could strain his knees. He craved easy wins, something as simple as adding a couple tablespoons of natural ingredients to his meals. That's where the hope comes in. Imagine discovering that humble citrus fruits, lemons, grapefruits, oranges, could be your allies, backed by studies from top journals like the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. Just 2 tablespoons a day, woven into your coffee or salads, could activate your body's fat-burning engines without upheaval. John's journey started with doubt, but led to renewed vigor, dropping pounds and reclaiming his pep. Stick with me as we follow his path, understanding the hidden dangers, uncovering the science, and trying these foods with tips tailored for seniors like easy recipes and med cautions. Remember, always consult your doctor before changes, especially with conditions like diabetes or blood pressure meds. What about you? Have you faced similar hurdles? Drop a comment below. I read every one and love hearing your stories. It helps us all feel connected in this journey to better health. Subscribe if you want more tips like these delivered right to you. Now let's dive into John's growing challenges and why that fat really matters. As John's worries mounted, he began noticing how that extra fat wasn't just a cosmetic issue. It was quietly sabotaging his golden years. What started as a minor annoyance turned into a daily battle, making him question if he'd ever feel like his old self again. John's story mirrors so many I've encountered in my years helping seniors across the US. That visceral fat, the deep kind around organs, creeps in slowly. For John, it meant more than a bigger belt size. He struggled with simple tasks, like bending to tie his boots before a morning walk in his Texas neighborhood. His joints ached more, thanks to the added weight straining his knees and hips, a common complaint among folks over 65, per AARP reports. Even sleep suffered. He'd wake up tired, not knowing inflammation from the fat was disrupting his rest. Think of visceral fat like rust building up in an old pickup truck's engine. It doesn't show at first, but soon the whole vehicle sputters. Let's break this down simply. Extra fat triggers inflammation in cells, releasing troublemakers like TNF-alpha. This chemical acts like sparks, igniting small fires throughout your body. Those fires crank up blood sugar, much like pouring too much fuel into a carburetor, leading to insulin resistance. John saw this firsthand. His doctor noted prediabetes creeping in, a risk that hits 1 in 3 US seniors, according to CDC data. Then there's angiotensinogen, which squeezes blood vessels tight, like kinking a hose, spiking blood pressure. John's readings climbed, putting him at higher odds for strokes, especially common in southern states with hearty diets. But the real twist, fat zaps adiponectin, your body's helpful hormone. It's like a trusty mechanic keeping everything tuned, regulating sugar, pressure, and even burning fat. When levels drop, as they often do past 60 due to slower metabolism, your system stalls. John felt this as constant fatigue, missing his energetic days fixing cars. Add dyslipidemia, where triglycerides and cholesterol go rogue, hardening arteries like clogged pipes in an old house. This setup invites heart attacks, with over 800,000 cases yearly in the US, many preventable. I've seen patients ignore early signs, a big mistake. Take Mary, a 68-year-old from California. She brushed off her expanding waist as just aging until a mild stroke hit. Lesson learned, don't wait. Measure your waist at home weekly. Over 40 inches for men or 35 for women signals trouble. If you have diabetes, watch for interactions. Fat worsens insulin needs, so track blood sugar daily. For high blood pressure folks, like John on meds, added fat amps risks. Pair monitoring with light activities, but consult your doctor first. Common pitfalls abound. Many seniors skip annual checkups, thinking symptoms are normal. But early detection via blood tests for triglycerides, aim under 150 mg/dl, saves lives. John's error? Relying on fad diets that failed, causing yo-yo weight and more frustration. Instead, learn this formula. Note symptoms, plus doctor visit, plus basic tracking. Empowered start. Real-life example. A 75-year-old from Florida ignored breathlessness, landing in ER with heart strain. He turned it around by addressing inflammation routes, regaining mobility for beach walks. As we age, hormones shift. Menopause in women accelerates fat storage, while men lose muscle, slowing calorie burn. US stats show obesity rates over 40% in seniors, linking to arthritis and even mental fog from oxidative stress. John felt isolated, his confidence waning, highlighting how fat affects mood too. But in this conflict, a silver lining appeared. Science revealed natural ways to fight back without grueling changes. Then, a simple fruit changed the game for John, revealing a powerful twist he never saw coming. In the midst of his frustrations, a routine doctor visit unveiled nature's secret weapons against fat, starting with lemons, packed with eriocitrin, a compound that could turn his body's furnace back on. This was John's aha moment, like flipping a switch in a dark garage to find hidden tools. As a health expert, I've pored over studies from the New England Journal of Medicine, showing how eriocitrin in lemon peels slashes body fat and triglycerides. Unlike trendy diets that crash and burn, leaving seniors exhausted, this natural booster mimics exercise by revving brown fat cells, those efficient heaters that dwindle with age. White fat hoards energy like junk in a cluttered shed, but brown fat burns it for heat, especially crucial past 60 when metabolism slows by 5 to 10% per decade, per NIH data. Eriocitrin stands out in comparisons. Grapefruits and oranges have similar flavonoids, but lemons deliver more punch per serving, curbing liver fat buildup after heavy meals, like those Texas barbecues John loved. A Japanese study, replicated in US trials at places like Harvard, found it blocks triglycerides from spiking, acting as a shield. New insight: it enhances mitochondrial function, the power plants in cells, boosting calorie burn at rest. For elderly folks, this means less fatigue and better mental clarity, as efficient mitochondria fight oxidative stress linked to fog and mood dips. But here's the depth. Eriocitrin ramps up adiponectin, that mechanic hormone we discussed, by 20–30% in trials, improving insulin sensitivity without meds. I've seen variations. In diabetic patients, it stabilizes sugar swings. For those with arthritis, it tamps inflammation, easing joint pain. John, with his pre-diabetes, felt energy surge after weeks, golfing without huffing. Common mistakes derail this. Many chomp lemons whole, sour, and unappealing, or skip peels where magic hides. Wrong dosing, less than 2 tablespoons daily, yields zilch. Lesson: precision matters. Use this formula. Measure 2 TBSP bottled lemon juice, half a lemon equivalent, plus mix into water or meals, plus track weekly waste energy, visible wins. Avoid pitfalls like adding sugar, which counters benefits. Opt for stevia if needed. Real-life twist. A 70-year-old from Midwest farmlands, like John, ignored dosing and quit early. But recommitting with tracking, she dropped 10 pounds, crediting mental boost, less worry, more joy in grandkid visits. Comparisons to supplements? Foods win for absorption and extras like vitamin C, bolstering immunity against US flu seasons. If this resonates, share John's story with a friend. It could spark their twist. Subscribe for more senior-tailored tips. Your support keeps these coming. Always consult your doctor, especially with gut issues or allergies. With this knowledge in hand, John took the leap, weaving lemons into his days and eyeing the next fruits. Challenges arose as John adapted to his new routine, but with determination, he pushed forward, discovering that grapefruit could build on the lemon's momentum, yet it came with its own hurdles to clear. Like navigating a bumpy back road in his old truck, John learned to handle the twists, turning potential setbacks into steady progress. Building on lemons, grapefruit entered the scene with naringin, its bitter powerhouse that targets triglycerides and BMI directly. In my experience guiding seniors, naringin's edge lies in activating AMP-activated protein kinase, or AMPK. Think of it as your body's master switch for energy. When flipped, it shifts from storing fat to burning it, pulling from reserves like dipping into savings during a rainy day. Studies from the NIH echo this, showing naringin drops triglycerides by up to 15% in folks with high levels, outperforming some over-the-counter supplements that lack the fruit's fiber for gut health. For elderly Americans, this counters age-related muscle loss, or sarcopenia, preserving strength for daily chores like yard work in suburban homes. John faced real obstacles. His blood pressure meds interacted with naringin, which can amplify or block drug effects, common for statins or thinners many over 70 take, per FDA warnings. He spaced intake hours apart, as advised, avoiding peaks that could dizzy him during drives. Taste was another barrier. The tanginess clashed with his sweet tooth from Southern comforts. But adaptations helped. He blended half a grapefruit into smoothies with yogurt and berries, a creamy twist on Florida breakfast staples, comparisons to pills. Whole fruit wins for natural synergy. Fiber slows sugar absorption, preventing spikes that lead to more fat. New layers emerged in combining foods safely. John mixed lemon juice with grapefruit sections in a salad, but learned moderation. Too much citrus risks gut upset for those with reflux, a frequent senior issue. Elderly adaptations shine here. Use a blender for softer textures if chewing's tough, or pre-sectioned store-bought for arthritic hands. A formula for success. Pick one fruit plus test for 3 days. Note energy, mood, plus adjust timing around meds. Safe integration. Common pitfalls? Overdoing it causes heartburn. Start slow. Lesson. Persistence pays. Track in a simple notebook like John did, logging wins to stay motivated. Real-life echoes abound. Take Ellen, a 74-year-old from Arizona, on heart meds. She hit a wall with interactions but consulted her doc, then grilled grapefruit halves with cinnamon, a desert-inspired dessert swap for pie. Her waist trimmed inches, energy rose for hikes, proving small tweaks outlast extremes. Another, a New York retiree combined wrongly with coffee, upsetting his stomach. Lesson learned, he separated them, regaining balance. U.S. touches made it relatable. Grapefruit's Florida roots reminded John of vacations, motivating him. For pre-existing conditions like kidney issues, dilute in water. Always consult your doctor to tailor. John's adaptations built confidence, layering grapefruit onto lemons without overwhelm. As hurdles cleared, his path smoothed, leading to the final piece that sealed his transformation. Finally, the pieces fell into place for John as oranges joined the mix, their hesperidin-rich peels providing the capstone to his citrus trio and unlocking lasting change. What began as a tentative experiment blossomed into a sustainable habit, resolving his health woes and restoring the vitality he'd thought was gone forever. With lemons and grapefruit already in play, oranges brought hesperidin to the forefront, a flavonoid concentrated in the peel and pith that tackles visceral fat and triglycerides head-on. In my decades advising seniors, hesperidin's strength shines in reducing inflammation and bolstering blood vessel health, like oiling stiff hinges on a well-worn gate. Research from the American Journal of Physiology highlights how it ramps up fat oxidation, turning your internal thermostat higher to burn calories efficiently. Compared to lemons or grapefruit, oranges offer a milder flavor profile, making them ideal for U.S. favorites like morning oatmeal or afternoon snacks, especially in citrus-heavy states like California. John integrated them seamlessly, but not without fine-tuning. He grated peel into yogurt for breakfast, avoiding bitterness by blending with a touch of honey, a nod to his Texas sweet tooth. For the full trio, he created a daily ritual. 2 tablespoons total across fruits, split as lemon water in the morning, grapefruit smoothie midday, and orange-infused tea evenings. This combo amplified benefits, dropping his triglycerides 18% in follow-ups, per lab tests. New depth here. Hesperidin combats oxidative stress from aging, protecting brain cells, and linking to lower dementia risks, as Harvard studies suggest, vital for seniors facing memory slips. Resolving risks meant vigilance. John's blood pressure stabilized, but he monitored at home with affordable U.S. pharmacy kits, aiming for under 130/80. For pre-existing conditions like his pre-diabetes, the fruits improved insulin sensitivity without spikes. However, always consult your doctor, as citrus can affect kidney function in those with stones or interact with certain heart meds. Emotional payoff hit hard. John shed 12 pounds, fitting old jeans and chasing grandkids without fatigue. He felt empowered, his confidence soaring like revving a restored engine. Lessons learned abound. Consistency formulas work wonders. Commit to 2 TBSP daily plus, vary recipes weekly plus, reassess monthly with waist measures or doctor visits, long-term success. Common mistakes. Inconsistency from forgetting doses, counter with phone reminders. Real-life example. Tom, a 69-year-old from Illinois, succeeded by tracking in a journal, noting energy boosts that motivated him through winters. Another, a Florida widow, combined wrongly, causing mild reflux but adjusted portions and thrived, regaining social outings. Progress measurement added value. Home triglyceride tests via mail-order kits from places like Quest Diagnostics give quick feedback. For elderly folks, pair with light walks to enhance effects, but start slow if joints protest. John's resolution taught him patience. Small steps outpace overhauls. Reflecting back, key takeaways emerged from this journey, ready to inspire your own. Reflecting back on John's journey, it's clear how a few simple additions reshaped his life, turning quiet desperation into triumphant renewal. What seemed like an uphill battle against age and fat became a roadmap for anyone ready to reclaim their health with ease and grace. John's story boils down to this. Visceral fat and high triglycerides, those silent threats amplified by aging, can be tamed with nature's help. Lemons, grapefruit, and oranges, each delivering targeted compounds like eriocitrin, naringin, and hesperidin. These boost your body's fat-burning brown cells, activate energy switches, and curb inflammation, all without drastic diets or workouts that strain senior bodies. Backed by U.S. research from the NIH and CDC, just 2 tablespoons daily across these fruits drops risks for heart issues, strokes, diabetes, and even mental fog. John's triglycerides fell, his waist slimmed, and his energy returned, proving small, consistent steps outshine overhauls. To apply this yourself, start simple. Pick one fruit you enjoy, say lemon juice in morning water, and build from there. Use the formula. 2 TBSP split daily plus easy recipes like smoothies or peel grates plus weekly tracking of energy or waste as measurable gains. Reflect weekly. Jot what feels better like easier stairs or sharper mind to stay motivated. For US seniors, tie it to routines, add to barbecue sides or football snacks. If conditions like arthritis or meds apply, consult your doctor for tweaks. Safety first. These reflections remind us aging well isn't about perfection, but smart, joyful choices. John's pep for golf and family time shows the real payoff. More years filled with vitality. What do you think? Ready to try this trio? Comment below with your starting fruit or questions. I cherish connecting and answering personally. Share if it inspires a loved one, and subscribe for more empathetic health stories. Stay vibrant, friends. Your best days await.